I want to talk about two things that aren't talked about enough, or at least freely and openly. One of those things is your emotions. Learning a language affects your emotions. You can get frustrated because you don't have the words. You don't know how to phrase things. People don't understand you. And you feel bad about that. One student really wanted to speak to his neighbor, but he just didn't have the confidence. He didn't think he had the words. He was a lower level student. And he expressed to me that he felt uneducated because he wasn't able to express himself. Have you felt that way? So we do have to acknowledge that it's an emotional experience learning a language, but we also have to find the funny. So I'm sure you found yourself in situations where, after the fact, you found it funny. For example, I have permission to share some of these stories. I had one student that said she had a friend and her husband were going to a restaurant, and they passed by this restaurant and said, "It looks pretty nice. It's usually crowded, a lot of cars in the parking lot." When they got into the restaurant, it wasn't a restaurant, it was a bank. But being new to the area, they didn't recognize the name of that local bank. And the building was a little bit unusual. It didn't look like a typical bank. So they thought it was a restaurant. Or one student told me she saw these signs in the yards that said open house. And she thought that meant, oh, a new neighbor has moved into the neighborhood. It's an open house. Go ahead, greet them, welcome them, maybe bake them a cake. But nope, that wasn't the case. Open house is when you're going to sell your home. I had another student that said in her native country, it's very common, very typical for students to brush their teeth at lunchtime. Here in the US, we don't do that. So she sent her son to school with his toothbrush in hand and toothpaste. Guess what? The boy came home, said, "Mom, they wouldn't let me brush my teeth." So you have to find the funny in that. And I have many students that have to confess to me that they ate many things at restaurants that they didn't order because they didn't understand the menu, or the waiter didn't understand what they wanted, or they didn't know how to express to the waiter what they really wanted or how to correct the mistaken order. So you have to find the funny. We have to laugh about those things. So really you have to have a balance when you're learning English or really any language. It's an emotional experience. Some students actually sometimes cry because it was such a painful situation that they were in and they didn't have the words. And at times we have to laugh about ourselves because it was just funny because we misunderstood something or someone misunderstood us. So please make sure you find the balance in learning English, and this will actually help you. It will help build confidence, but also know you're not alone in your experience. It does take some humility to recognize that we don't have a skill that we would like. However, by taking this course, you're trying to improve your speaking and your communication skills. You're trying to do something about it. Find ways, even small ways, to continue to progress and to continue to improve. You can do it.